afternoon, everyone. How are you today?
Good.
Oh, come on now. Look, we just had a huge election. Barack Obama was just elected as President of the United States of America. So when someone asks you, how are you doing? The answer is great.
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 How are you doing?
Great.
There you go. Thank you very much. Good to be here. First of all, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank Brian and Lorraine for inviting me to be here today. I'm just so happy to be a part of any discussion that involves how we impact our community. I also want to point out that I've got a couple of staff folks here with me that I'd like to introduce because they're really the nuts and bolts of our operations and our organization. And so I want to make sure you get to know them as they can be as much of a resource to you that I can be. And so I've got Cliff Schechter with me also. What's the name of your book again? Tell them the book you wrote.
The Real McCain.
The Real McCain.
Not that complicated.
No, it's not. And then we also have Liam Shanahan with me. Earlier today, as we were traveling in Dayton and promoting the earned income tax credit and ensuring that folks have the right access to free tax preparation, money that they've earned and that they deserve. It's an honor for me to serve as the 47th treasurer of the state of Ohio. Let me share with you a little bit about my background and what I envision for the treasury. I think giving you my background is more of a roadmap to how I formulated my own values and virtues and how I incorporate those as a public servant. So I share that with you, not for my own indulgence, but really to help you understand how I go about serving as a public servant in elected office. So I was born and raised right here in Columbus, in this beautiful city. And the earliest memory that I have in life of that when I was about 7 years old. We lived in a community that many of you may know today as Woodland Meadows. Anybody know Woodland Meadows? We just tore it down about a few months back. Back then it was called Chesterfield. So it's gone through a number of iterations and names. But then it was called Chesterfield. And it was a housing project, your typical housing project built in sort of the 60s and 70s. A large building with a variety of enclaves of places that you would go, and they're all kind of centered around what I have to offer you as a citizen and how we can improve your standing, your quality of life in your neighborhood and your community. It's those same values that in these extraordinary times, these extraordinary economic times that allow for the kind of creativity that will help us survive these times so that when we come out, we'll have a fighting chance for the next generation. And so I've spent the last 3 weeks as treasurer of the state of Ohio, and it's been a very interesting experience. We spent most of that time hiring staff, getting folks organized, getting our campaign up and running, but even more importantly, really drilling down in some of the important issues that are affecting Ohioans all over. I looked at a statistic yesterday that showed since 2000, Ohio manufacturing jobs have been lost by something like nearly 300,000 jobs in Ohio. I looked at another statistic that showed that despite the fact that, or in fact, since we have one of the highest foreclosure rates in the nation, I believe Ohio was 7th in the nation in foreclosure rates, an additional 9% last month have become behind in their mortgage payments. And what that says to me is that we've got some serious work to do, and the Treasury is well positioned to provide, if not the resolve to that, at least a point of opportunity so that our families can be successful and they have a chance to provide a good quality of life for their family to live, work, and be raised in the kind of community that we all expect from our government. And so we're focusing our time on strengthening the Treasurer's office so that there is ethics and integrity. My predecessor, Rich Cordray, did an outstanding job, and give him a round of applause. He did an outstanding job in laying the foundation to a great treasury. So now it's my job to build upon that, and as the economy has weakened even more, I have an opportunity to build on some of those basic building blocks so that more jobs are retained, that more jobs are created, that homeowners have the ability to fight against foreclosure, and that our banks, our community banks, are there to serve the community it exists in the best way that it can. And so we're building strategies that will allow us to use our investment portfolio, your tax dollars, so that they better work for you. They better work in your communities, in your neighborhoods, no matter what part of the state you live in, rural or urban, that your tax dollars are finding a way to provide the jobs that you need, you and I need, so that our communities can be successful. And so we're illusion. So let me just say that getting around to round right. Oh, round two. Okay. The second half of my speech here. But honestly, the point is that I want to count on all of you and work with all of you. The Treasury should be transparent, and we should have the ability to work together to provide the resources that we can to everyone in your community around you. And I hope that you'll work with us on ideas and on ways that we can do that. And thank you for all that you've done in this past election and all that you will do in the coming elections. God bless you.